What you, as an aviator, may expect to pay and landing fees,
And the answer is
all from 0 to 300 euro per landing. Hello, I am Hrvatski Pilot, based here in Croatia, flying just for fun. We're talking about the money and aviation, two topics that are not very distant from each other. Cats and money, they are far, far away, but aviation money, they're quite close together. For my US viewers, you just guys may sit back and relax. In US, the landing fees are 0 or negligible. But for my European viewers, just stay tuned because we will be exploring this universe of fees about how much do you have to pay when you're landing your baby on some Earth's surface. And since I got my license, I flew to a bunch of airports here in Europe and somewhere in US. I have now a bunch of data, so we crunch the numbers and I can present them to you. First, about the structure. It's not only the landing fee, but some other fees that are associated with the landing or included. Basically, something that you have to pay when you're going out of the airport. When you're going in, it's all okay, but when you're going out, you basically have to pay. And so this is structure is you have to pay for the landing fees, for the parking fees, for the passenger handling, if you're lucky to have a passenger on board, and aircraft handling, yeah, just for your baby handling. If your passenger is not your baby, then you have another baby that has to be handled anyway, and surprise fees. This is a fees that makes your eyes look like that when you see the bill. It's another section. The landing fees depends on maximum takeoff weight. How heavy is your aircraft? We fly light aircraft, normally up to 1 ton. Most affordable is if you below 1 metric ton, then it's the best. Moving to the parking fees. And the parking fee is normally free if you stay for about 4 hours. It's very common. But if not, if you're staying overnight, it charges by night. Passenger handling, usually a couple of euros, maybe a few euros, and that just covers the security, just to make sure that your passengers are safe and sound. In some international airports that normally they charge that. Aircraft handling, the handling for your baby, this is the most significant chunk of the bill that might surprise you, besides the surprising fees that we'll be talking about later. All the examples that we will be showing here will include all the taxes and VAT. Let's move on. Imagine that you can land, park your aircraft, enjoy the nature, take off and pay nothing. And this is absolutely legal at some airports. You might be surprised at, but I have 2 examples that I'm sure they are not charging for the landings. This is a nice airport with a good restaurant in the Italy. This is a code for this airport, and you read it right. This is just a code for the airport. What to not like about it? And this is a good point to have some. Do you understand what I mean? Another airport, it's Seri Story. It's in the middle, not nowhere, but in the middle of beautiful Tuscany in Italy. And it's also free to land and stay there. And it has swimming pool with a runway and also places to stay overnight and a nice restaurant. Do you have a not nice restaurant in Tuscany in Italy? I'm not sure. Moving on, the majority of the fields in Europe, they charge you about like 10 to probably 20-25 euro. This is kind of airports, you cannot see jets around these airports. They might be flying over or in the high distance from the airport, but they don't operate on the field. So there is no business jets, there is no airlines. You may expect to pay about 10-20 euro per landing, and I give you some examples. This is basically the most airfield in Germany, Netherlands, Czech, Slovakia, Hungary. For example, Mountaindorf, the highest airfield in Austria, charge 21 euro for landing and staying overnight. And in Boec in Slovenia is another part of the Alps. You may expect to pay 8 euro for the landings and for staying for a short period of time. And Perpignan, it's a coastline of the France, and it's about 20 euro for landing and 1 night for Emuni, as according to the reviews from the pilots. Moving on to some bigger airports, it's where everything is about business actually. So they have a business jets, they have airline traffic, but they're still happy to see a light aircraft landing there. Not every airport is happy to see light traffic, but some of them are still quite affordable. So we're talking about them. And good examples are the capital of Slovenia, Ljubljana International Airport, where I paid 49 euros total, and that was 10 for landing, 29 for handling, 10 for parking for 1 night, which sums up at 49 for the total. And moving to the north, we had Bremen. Bremen in the north of Germany. It's also a big airport with a lot of traffic, international traffic, and a big jets traffic. I paid 51 euro total, 21 for landing, 25 for handling, and 5 for parking overnight. This makes sense, for example, for this airport like a Bremen that has a direct connection with the city with a tram, so you save a lot on taxi, and this kind of fees might be justified by some pilots. And another group of airports that are prohibiting. They have a prohibitive fees. They basically don't want you to land there. And they're just screaming about that with their fees. Their fees are skyrocketing. They're just absurdly huge. You may land there, you're not forbidden to do the landing, but you have to think twice, maybe 3 times or 10 times before you're doing the landing there. I prefer personally not to pay this absurd amount of money for something that is optional, which is landing in some of this airport. But I collected some reviews for you guys. So huge airports, busy summer destination, they normally fall into this group of airports that are not happy to see us, guys. I don't know what they think about, but Nice, France. Oh, you miss me. You miss me on my light aircraft. According to the report from the Cirrus pilot who flew there with 2 passengers and stayed for 1 day, you charged 487 euro for him. This is a poor guy. No, not that the Cirrus pilots are poor, but, you know, paying this kind of amount of money. Split Croatia is a very good example. 4 persons, 1 night on the Sakata TB20, they paid 264 euro. Insane, stupid, unfair prices. What make us mad? Never again. That's what they told on the reviews. Have to be careful. Southampton, the airport on the south of England, it's not known as a beach destination, right? No. Not a summer destination? No. But landing fee to stay for 1 night costing us £700, as been reported by one of the, again, poor pilot. Zadar. And Zadar has a moderate fees, but most of the bill, if you come here in the summer, they fall to the surprise fees. This kind of bill, you just look, just open your eyes, and you look for the agent and look for the bill, look for the agent and look for the bill, and you just very mad and surprised. Yes. So some pilots landed at Zadar airport and they had been obligated to use a general aviation terminal and they paid 300 euros for that. They just screaming in your face, you are not belong here. During the summer, we invited business jets, yes, passengers aircraft, yes, but you on a light aircraft, stay away. There is a ways to reduce the fees. It's a good news for us pilots that are constantly looking in a way to make flying affordable. First of all, we can read the AIPs for the airport. And for example, on the Canary Islands, if you're lucky and you read the AIPs good enough, you may refuse a handling services. This makes a flying in Canary Islands more affordable. If you can afford flying in Canary Islands, because this is islands, they far away from the rest of the land, from the rest of the Europe. So flying there is not easy. By the way, we did that with my friend a couple years ago. I didn't have a video at that time, but you can find the old stories in my Instagram and photos. It was a lot of fun. It was such an adventure to be on that trip from north of Europe all the way to the Canary Islands, flying through the Morocco, Casablanca. Another way to reduce your fees is just using AOPA card. AOPA membership, if you're a pilot and you are in a membership in one of the national AOPA organization here in Europe, you may use that to have about 40% discount at some airports, for example, in Greece. I would say if you fly into Greece, you better have this card. Fees for some airports could reach 300 or 400 euros. So 40% discount could save you a good chunk of money. And another one, if you're not happy to fly to the big airports, fly to smaller one. Just fly a small, tiny one, which is cute, which has the cats around them, you know, you just land and everyone is happy to see you there. Not just like in big airports like Dubrovnik, where you have to spend a lot of money, they send you a big bus to pick you up. Just have fun. Don't be boring. Don't just do the business. Flying in Europe is not cheap, that we both agree. Oh yes, and we didn't talk about the fuel prices yet. Oh, that will be a topic for another video. So we're in a constant search for the how to make flying more affordable here on this channel. You know, subscribe if you want. So we are not only complaining about the prices and flying here in Europe, we also show how diverse and how incredible beauty flying here in Europe. What is your most loved airport? If you're flying, right, you're a pilot, you flew to somewhere, your most loved airport is, let me in the comments below, and how much did you pay to land there? Maybe one day we can meet there. If you're not flying yet, come join the skies. It's a lot of fun and a little bit of money. See you in the next video, guys. Pew!